Before we get started, I know many of you all may have participated in or viewed the fireworks display last night, the celebration, and I just wanted, personally being there, and it looked like I was right in the middle of everything and of a war zone. I'm going to tell you, that's the most spectacular display of fireworks and celebration I've ever been involved in. I just want to thank Butch Spearden and his team, the Nashville Convention Center, and Terry for all that you all did in spearheading this. That was a fabulous display of coordinating all these departments. Ms. Clements and Butch certainly should be accolades should be provided to you and all the metro departments. Everybody did a fabulous job out there, all the way from the cleanup, public works to right up to security and police and fire. It was a wonderful demonstration of all the collaboration between all the departments, and I just want to give you the accolades you so deservedly should have. So we want to thank you, Mr. Clements, and thank Butch and the tourism for all that you did in spearheading this. Thank you very much. Okay, we have a lengthy agenda here, so let's see if we can get started. RS 2016-277, Councilman Bedney, Roberts, and Meany Johnson requested Tennessee General Assembly and Governor Bill Haslam to communicate with Nashville's business groups and community before passing legislation that could be detrimental to Nashville and Davidson County commerce. Do I have a motion? I have a motion and duly seconded. Any discussion? Councilman Bedney?
I was just here to ask for your support and to apologize about last meeting that I wasn't here.
Thank you, Councilman Glover.
Thank you, Chair. Just a question, and I'll address it to the Chair, and then let's figure out where we go from here. At this point, I mean, I know the Chamber of Commerce has a lobbyist. We have a lobbyist. Are we not aware of when legislation is going on that could be detrimental to us? What exactly will this accomplish that we don't already have in place now, I guess is my question.
I'm sorry, Mr. I'm going to have Mr. Jameson respond to that.
My suggestion was actually we might want to inquire of the sponsor. We do have the Tennessee Municipal League, Metro Council, the Metro government has a lobbyist, and presumably we would be notified in advance. But that, I guess, we're depending upon the lobbyists' abilities in that instance, and this would put the onus more upon the General Assembly to alert us when they have legislation.
But I mean, this is a non-binding resolution, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Would you like,
however you want to do it, Chair.
Councilman Bedney, would you like to respond to that question also?
Well, in reality, this is a question for you, Mr. Glover. I mean, if you think that it's okay for the General Assembly to pass legislation that hurts our business model, then vote against it. If you think that we want the General Assembly to help us be successful financially, pay off for our convention center, be welcoming to business coming into the area, then vote for it. I mean, it's really just a message to them, reminding them that we have been working here for a generation without any partisan divide. I mean, people from all parties have been working together in putting together this brand of being a welcoming city. Businesses like Nissan and other big corporations came here because they felt that their employees will find a welcoming environment, and I just want to be on the record, just in case that wasn't clear, that we want their help in working with us in supporting that business model.
I think it's clear. I mean, the way I vote, I certainly support business. I'm just trying to figure out if we don't already have enough mechanisms in place. That was really my question. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I understand, again, not being non-binding. Have you had any communication with the business commerce, Councilman Bedney, as far as wanting to move this, sponsor this, or?
Well, Mike Jameson, I think we sent the draft out, did we? Really, this is the culmination of a series of votes that the General Assembly did that over the years that in a way kind of undermine something that we weren't trying to do. But none of those things had necessarily a fiscal impact like this one did. And so for that is that I decided that it was important to be on the record saying this is costing the city millions of dollars. And I believe if we can ask somebody from the convention bureau to tell us, I think there are more conventions that are in jeopardy because of this.
Okay, convention, Terry, Mr. Clemens, would you like to respond?
We have had, I'm Terry Clements with the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation. We have had 2 conventions that have canceled meetings that they had previously signed contracts for. And we've got, I won't say how many, but there are a few others that are investigating their options.
All right, then it beckons, will this help try to stop that from occurring in the future? I mean, I'll support this. I'm just trying to figure out what exactly is it going to accomplish.
I understand.
I'm not sure that it's going to help, but I'm not sure it's going to hurt either. So,
okay.
Anything that we can get to let people know that sometimes decisions have repercussions down the road that maybe you didn't foresee, that's going to help.
Okay, thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Clements. Seeing no others in the queue, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. RS 2016-280, Pridemore sponsors, approves a grant from the Tennessee Arts Commission to Metro Arts Commission for general operating support to cover program and direct expenses related to art programs, research, and community engagement. Do I have a motion? Duly seconded. Discussion, seeing none in the queue, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. RS 2016-281, Pridemore is a sponsor, approves a grant from the Kroger Company to the Metro Arts Commission for funding the creation and display of murals within Kroger stores by Davidson County artists. Do I have a motion? Duly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none in the queue, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. RS 2016-282, Pridemore, Allen, and others as sponsors, approves the transfer of property to the Barnes Fund Affordable Housing Program to certain nonprofit organizations and authorizes the grants not to exceed $416,250 for the purpose of constructing affordable or workforce housing. Have a motion. Duly seconded. Councilman Mendez. Stand by. I'm one-handed, so okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to ask to be marked as abstaining. I've got a nonprofit volunteer involvement that makes me have to abstain.
Okay, thank you. Councilman, I lost my mic. Councilman Glover.
Thank you, Chair. Just because we don't have a lot of these things in place on exactly how the Barnes Fund is going to operate and some of the things, if something is not reached, what happens with this property in the event that and I don't think it's going to go belly up, but what happens to it? What do we do by going ahead and passing this before we have all the other key ingredients in place?
Okay, hold on. Is that on?
Yes.
Okay. It doesn't show.
That after 5 years, that property then reverts back to public property for disposal in accordance with the back tax policies.
Okay. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. See no others in the queue. All in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2016-283, Councilman Freeman, Pridemore, and Allen approves the disposition of certain properties known as 0 Alberta Street to the adjoining property owner. Do I have a motion? Duly seconded. Seeing any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. RS 2016-284, Pridemore and Henderson approves a grant from the Tennessee Arts Commission to the Metro Parks and Recreation Department to provide quality enrichment activities to preschool-age students and their caregivers. Do I have a motion? Duly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. RS 2016-285, Pridemore Henderson, the sponsor, approves a grant from the Tennessee Arts Commission to Metro Parks and Recreation Department to provide 12 big band dances in Centennial Park. Motion and duly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2016-286, Pridemore Murphy and others are sponsors, approves an application for a paid leave analysis grant from the U.S. Department of Labor to the Office of the Mayor to conduct a leave analysis study across the metro Nashville area. Do I have a motion? Duly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2016-287, Pridemore Murphy, the sponsors, approves a grant from the State Department of Labor and Workforce Development to the Nashville Career Advancement Center to provide reemployment and eligibility assessment services to unemployment insurance claimants. Do I have a motion? Duly second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2016-288, Pridemore and Gilmore sponsors, approves a grant from the Greater Nashville Regional Council to Metro Social Services Commission to deliver meals that meet RDA nutritional guidelines to eligible seniors throughout Davidson County. Do I have a motion? Duly seconded. In discussion, seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2016-289, Pridemore and Gilmore sponsors, approves an emergency solutions grant from the Tennessee Housing Development Agency to the Metro Social Services Commission to provide services to the homeless and to those at risk from homelessness. A motion? Duly seconded. Seeing none in the queue for discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2016-290, Pridemore and Gilmore sponsors, approves a grant from the State Department of Health to the Metro Board of Health for the early periodic screening, diagnostic, and treatment to TennCare enrolled children and families in conjunction with the Tennessee TennCare Kids Program. Have a motion. Duly seconded. Seeing no one in the queue for discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2016-291, Pridemore and Gilmore sponsors, approves a grant from State Department of Health to the Metro Board of Health to provide tuberculosis control, prevention, and outreach services through the provision of direct patient care and management and tracking of patient treatment. Motion duly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2016-292, Pridemore and Gilmore sponsors, approves the contract for services between the Metro Board of Health and the State Department of Health to provide prenatal, presumptive eligibility program enrollment assistance with TennCare and Cover Kids applications. A motion. Duly seconded. Seeing no one in queue for discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2016-293, Pridemore and Gilmore as the sponsors, approves a grant from the State Department of Health to the Metro Board of Health to provide oral disease prevention services for school children in grades K through 8 in qualifying public schools. I have a motion. Duly seconded. Seeing no one in the queue for discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2016-294, Pridemore and Gilmore sponsors, approves a grant from the Greater Nashville Regional Council to the Metro Social Services Commission to provide meal delivery services and transportation to eligible seniors and handicapped residents. Do I have a motion? Duly seconded. Seeing no one in queue for discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2016-295, Pridemore and Gilmore as a sponsor, approves an Amendment 1 to a grant from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services to Metro Board of Health to enhance access to high-quality, common-based care for low-income individuals and families with HIV disease. Do I have a motion? Duly seconded. Seeing no one in the queue for discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2016-296, Pridemore and Gilmore as a sponsor, approves an amendment to a grant from the State Department of Health to the Metro Board of Health to provide HIV and AIDS prevention, surveillance, sexually transmitted disease services, and rapid testing. Have a motion. Duly seconded. Seeing no one in the queue, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2016-297, Pridemore and Gilmore approves the grant from the State Department of Health to the Metro Board of Health to support the, the delivery of public health services. Duly seconded. Seeing no one in the queue for discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. Boy, everybody's done their homework. That's so good. Resolution 2016-298. Councilman Bedney, Pridemore, and Elrod accepts a post-recovery tree planting grant from Keep America Beautiful and United Parcel Service Foundation to the Metro Public Works Department to provide funding for tree planting along the greenway of the Mill Creek watershed. Duly seconded. Seeing none in queue for discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2016-306, Council Lady Dow, Councilman Mendez, and others request that the Metro Council approve by resolution the location of the Sheriff's new administration office facility prior to the disbursement of general obligation bond funds, commercial paper, or any other funding toward this project. Do I have a motion? Duly seconded. Council Lady Allen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to ask, unless I got confused, which is entirely possible, is there also an ordinance that does the exact same thing? And if that's correct, is there a reason to have both of those?
Okay, Mr. Jameson.
My understanding of the sponsor's intent is because the ordinance would take 3 readings and not be passed until August at earliest. The resolution expresses the will of the council at the earliest possible moment post-budget. This was originally proposed as a capital spending plan amendment, and the request of bond council was that it be done by separate legislation.
Councilman Pulley.
I had basically the same question. So we have a bill that addresses this, and we're concerned that the time between now and the time the bill would be passed, that time frame would be of concern. Is this resolution binding in any way? So does it send the message that what are we trying to accomplish by this? I'm just wondering if we're trying to keep from the mayor's office or somebody running out and coming up with a flurry of contracts before this bill is passed. Is that what we're worried about?
Council Lady Dow, sponsor, would you like to respond?
No,
to that?
and actually, it's my understanding the mayor's office is supportive of this. This is just basically assurance to the constituents out in the district and people throughout the city that when we make a capital decision to invest in a sheriff headquarters office, that they will have an opportunity to have community meetings, and it's something that the mayor's office has promoted, and I think all of us, transparency and community participation. While I believe it's going to happen anyway, this is just something to assure them, and that was part of removing it from the amendment, and they're comfortable with it. I hope you're comfortable with it. I don't think Sheriff Hall has a problem with it. He has been meeting with people in our community with the little task force, and I think if he goes through that process and continue, then we should not have an issue when it comes to citing. This legislation does not tell anywhere where it goes. He can, wherever it was put up, it just says that, it assures that we'll have an opportunity to have that level of engagement that the community wants. So I appreciate your support. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilman Glover.
Just let me get clarification, if I can, from Mr. Jameson. I think the conversation really revolved around the fact that the bond council did not want the legislation, that created some difficulties. Am I remembering that correctly?
Correct.
Okay, and with this, we're just simply asking that and I'm going to support it, but with this, we're just simply saying, hey guys, let's have the community meetings and do everything that we said we were going to do. Am I interpreting this correctly?
Correct.
Okay, thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Seeing no others in the queue, all in favor? Opposed? Resolution passes. Seeing no other items on the agenda, we are adjourned.